Did you know that the very ground we walk on in Mexico City is sinking? It's true. The ancient lakebed upon which this vibrant metropolis sits is slowly compacting under the weight of history, both literally and metaphorically. This unsettling fact serves as a potent reminder of the layers upon layers of conquest, revolution, and resilience that have shaped this nation. Mexico's story is not for the faint of heart. It's a narrative woven from threads of both dazzling brilliance and terrifying brutality. It's a chronicle of mighty empires rising and falling, of indigenous populations resisting colonization, and of a people repeatedly rising from the ashes of their past to forge a new destiny. From the awe-inspiring pyramids of Teotihuacan to the bustling streets of modern-day Mexico City, the echoes of the past resonate deeply. To truly understand Mexico, one must delve into its complex and often disturbing history. It is a history marked by conquest, oppression, and revolution, but also one of incredible cultural richness, resilience, and the enduring spirit of its people. This essay will journey through some of the most pivotal and frankly unsettling chapters in Mexico's past. We will explore the rise and fall of the Aztec Empire, the brutal reality of Spanish colonialism, the hard-fought battle for independence, and the tumultuous years of the Mexican Revolution. And ultimately, we will see how these events, as disturbing as they were, have shaped the Mexico we know today. Long before the arrival of Europeans, Mexico was a land teeming with diverse civilizations. Among them, the Aztecs, or Mexica as they called themselves, rose to prominence. From their island city of Tenochtitlan, built amidst the salt lake of Texcoco, they forged a powerful empire. The Aztecs were renowned for their advancements in mathematics, astronomy, and art. Their magnificent city boasted towering temples, bustling marketplaces, and impressive feats of engineering. However, their reign was also marked by a darker side. The Aztecs practiced human sacrifice on a scale rarely seen in human history. They believed it was necessary to appease their gods and maintain the cosmic order. Captured enemies and even their own citizens were sacrificed, their hearts ripped out in elaborate rituals atop towering pyramids. While this practice might seem abhorrent to modern sensibilities, it's crucial to understand it within the context of Aztec beliefs. Their worldview differed drastically from ours. Nevertheless, the brutality of their methods cannot be ignored. It is a stark reminder that history is rarely black and white, and that even the most advanced civilizations can harbor dark secrets. The Aztec Empire, with its blend of cultural brilliance and shocking violence, set the stage for the turbulent centuries that would follow. In 1519, Hernán Cortés and his small band of Spanish conquistadors arrived on the shores of Mexico, forever altering the course of the nation's history. The encounter between these two vastly different cultures, the Aztecs, at the height of their power, and the technologically advanced but vastly outnumbered Spaniards, would prove to be a clash of civilizations unlike any other. Initially, the Aztecs mistook Cortés for Quetzalcoatl, a feathered serpent god from their mythology. This misidentification, coupled with the Spaniards' superior weaponry and cunning alliances with rival indigenous groups, allowed them to conquer Tenochtitlan in 1521. The fall of the Aztec Empire marked the beginning of Spanish colonial rule in Mexico, a period lasting almost 3 centuries. The conquistadors, driven by a thirst for gold and a fervent belief in their own superiority, subjugated the indigenous population, decimating their cultures and traditions. Millions of indigenous people died from European diseases like smallpox, to which they had no immunity. Others perished from forced labor, starvation, and brutal treatment. The Spanish imposed their language, religion, and social structures, forever changing the fabric of Mexican society. The colonial era, with its legacy of exploitation and cultural destruction, left an indelible scar on Mexico, a scar that continues to shape its social and political landscape even today. Section 4. A Cry for Liberty, the Seeds of Revolution. For 3 centuries, Spanish colonial rule held Mexico in a tight grip. The indigenous population faced relentless discrimination and exploitation, while the criollos, people of Spanish descent born in Mexico, chafed under the restrictions imposed by the Spanish crown. By the late 18th century, discontent with Spanish rule had reached a boiling point. The ideas of the Enlightenment, particularly the concepts of liberty, equality, and popular sovereignty, had begun to take root in the minds of Mexican intellectuals and revolutionaries. It was in this climate of simmering unrest that a parish priest named Miguel Hidalgo y Costilla ignited the flames of rebellion in 1810. On September 16th, he delivered his famous Grito de Dolores, a call to arms against Spanish tyranny that resonated with the oppressed masses. Hidalgo's rebellion, though ultimately unsuccessful, unleashed a tidal wave of revolutionary fervor that would sweep across Mexico for the next 11 years. It was a long and bloody struggle, marked by both inspiring acts of heroism and horrific atrocities. The road to independence was paved with the blood and sacrifice of countless men and women who dared to dream of a free Mexico. Section 5. The volcano erupts, Mexico's upheaval. The Mexican War of Independence, ignited by Hidalgo's cry for liberty, raged for over a decade. It was a complex and multifaceted conflict with shifting alliances and internal divisions. Indigenous communities, long subjected to Spanish oppression, joined the fight, seeing an opportunity to reclaim their stolen lands and autonomy. One of the most iconic figures to emerge from this tumultuous period was José María Morelos, a Catholic priest who assumed leadership of the rebellion after Hidalgo's execution. Morelos, a brilliant military strategist and visionary leader, drafted a constitution that declared Mexico's independence and sought to establish a more just and equitable society. However, the road to freedom was far from smooth. The war dragged on, marked by periods of intense fighting and uneasy truces. The Spanish crown, unwilling to relinquish its prized colony, poured resources into quashing the rebellion, employing brutal tactics to suppress the insurgents. The war for independence finally ended in 1821, not through a decisive military victory, but through a complex series of political maneuvers and negotiations. The Treaty of Cordoba recognized Mexico's independence, but the new nation emerged from the conflict deeply scarred and deeply divided. The war had shattered the old colonial order, but had also sown the seeds of future conflicts. Mexico had won its independence, but the struggle to define its identity and forge a just and equitable society was far from over.